We celebrated an anniversary 4 years ago, I believe. It was 100 years of our family being in the towing industry. It's very rewarding to see the generations keep going on, because it is very humbling. It's not easy to keep a business going for 100 years. Mark Schafer, Pulver Motor Service, Rochester. I'm the owner of the business. My dad had a body shop business. He was really tired of doing the body repair business. He had tow trucks as well, but his biggest interest was tow trucks, and so was mine. And I told him that there was a tow company for sale in Rochester. So I went to visit the people, and they were older, and they said they would love to sell it. And that's how we got started down here. We ended up buying it from them as on a contract for deed. That's where I started working for my dad part-time. In the summer, I'd go help him do body repair, and then I'd tow on the side, and I'd go with him with calls after hours, wintertime, stuff like that. Pulver started right after the war, 1945. Jerry Pulver, Floyd Pulver. My father and I purchased the company in 1986. The first location in 1986 was in Rochester, not too far from the mall, right on the frontage road. It was an old building. I believe Floyd Pulver built it in 1946, and it's still standing today. We had 5 trucks when we started in Rochester. And now I believe we have probably 40. And then we purchased Marshall location in 2017. And then we also have Austin location. I think that was in 2020. Family involved in business, in our business. Josh is in Marshall, and his sons are out there. They help part-time. I have a son here in Rochester, and Ben, which passed away. My fiance's involved. She does all the office work. I think, yes, I did want some of the kids to be involved in the business. I never forced them to want to do it. They were attracted to it because they saw me do it. Some of the kids are not involved. I have a couple daughters that are not involved in the business. My sons wanted to be involved because I think they want to kind of be what Dad is. And that's, I think a lot of kids want to be like their dad.
My name is Josh Schafer. I'm with Pulver Motor Service, and I'm the Director of Operations. I primarily work out of the Marshall location, which is in southwest Minnesota, but I take care of business for HR and other areas, such as Austin and Rochester.
I'm Max Schafer with Pulver Motor Service in Rochester, Minnesota. I'm mostly a driver and manager of Pulver Motor Service. I'm Mark's youngest son out of 4 boys.
I was born in 1979, and I've always kind of been a daddy's boy ever since, playing with tow trucks in a sandbox and making my own little recoveries in the living room floor in the middle of winter. Just like my brothers, we kind of rode on Dad's coattails every time he was going on a call, or wherever he was going, we were going with Dad. Whether it was to the shop in the summer, he'd always find something for us to do. He knew we wouldn't make it on a long tow. We'd fall asleep, but we always wanted to be with Dad and figure out what was going on.
Ever since I was a little kid, I've always wanted to be a part of the family business, and my dad, I think they always said they would rather see me go do something else, but instead of banking on coming to work at the shop. But no, it's kind of where my heart was, and I seen all my grandpa and him always used to work together, and I wanted to be a part of that. When I was 13 years old and 14, I would come and help out in the wintertime, and I would always ride around with my dad and pull drive shaft, and then I would help my brother and other guys pull out cars and do other stuff. So I started pretty young.
Josh is more of the brains of the company, the son in Rochester. He's a hard worker like me. We don't get involved in the legalities and stuff like that, where Josh he's on top of things like that. Max is good with customers, and he's a good hard worker. Ben's role was, he was more or less a mechanic in the shop, ran the service truck. He did run record as well on call, but his biggest role was the service calls and then working in the shop. It wasn't always we agreed eye to eye, but he was very intelligent when it came to some things. You know, I'm old school, but he actually did teach me a lot. He always wanted to try new things, and I wasn't always ready for that, but he did them anyway, and most of the time they worked out. He was a big asset of the company as well.
I'd say my favorite thing about working with family is, you know, I really don't even view this as actual work. It's just been my lifestyle, you know, and we all come together and we work together and we have fun.
Just being able to be with your family every day. My sons are growing up, getting educated at college and still in high school, and I still got one that's 9 years old. My two oldest boys are at the shop pretty much every day throughout the summer, and just being with them and watching them grow up just like I did in an industry, and you know, hopefully they show something besides this industry, and but it helps them understand that there's a reason why I miss that basketball game or something like that, because they see every day how our customers rely on us, and it helps build understanding, and it builds that closer together familyness.
I'm Garrett Schafer, and my dad is Josh Schafer.
I'm Greg Schafer, and my father is Josh Schafer.
I am 16.
And I'm 19. I always thought it was fun, like going out and just, even if it was like a tire change or something, just going out and being in the tow truck, it was always fun.
Going out on like a tow and like helping like use a winch or whatever, like something like that, or going on like a semi-wreck and like carrying all the stuff out of the trailers, and it's kind of fun.
I'd say my biggest role model is my dad, just because he never gives up and he always just keeps on going, even if he's having a tough time, or he just shows that nothing's tough and you can always get through it.
Mine'd be the same. He always pushes through things, helps me out with a lot of stuff, and tells me how to get through it.
I knew he was always busy, but sometimes you get the chance to go with him and you just have the best time just towing vehicles and stuff. And even when he was missing, like, I know he missed a couple of my basketball games, but I knew that he was working and he was getting money.
Greg's more on the administrative side, does things with, you know, collecting payments from insurers and, you know, the incident reports. And Garrett's more of a hands-on guy. He's out in the shop, whether it be washing trucks or going on calls or, you know, just doing those kind of things that need to be done. They both seem to have a different approach going forward, whatever their roles will be in our company, or whether they choose to go somewhere else.
I've already started working like in the office and just helping around in the office, and I just hope to like kind of take over part of the office and keep working. I'd say just keep it in the family, so when I grow up and have kids, pass it down. Just keep the business in the family.
Pulver provides a wide variety of services, from everything from light duty towing to, you know, your general service calls, from unlocks to jump starts to, you know, residual customers that are, you know, undecking trucks, from full-fledged, you know, recoveries out in the middle of a blizzard. And we also have, you know, tire service out of our Austin division for heavy equipment. We also do heavy equipment transport, from hauling 100,000-pound excavators to you name it, we do it. We have some auto body going on at our Rochester facility. We do truck repair, service calls, everything that's related to the towing and recovery industry, we do.
What sets Pulver's apart from other companies is we're very, very professional. We do our job really safe, and we get the job done in a timely fashion.
We have a training program that's an in-house training program. I do oversee that, and we have toolbox talks pretty much weekly on safety. We go over trucks, routine inspection training, and then we do send guys to wherever there's training available, from Maryland to Alabama, Tennessee. Our guys go kind of all over the place. Training is huge in what we do, because if you got to be able to deliver a service that's efficient and effective. And that's what separates you from your competition. If you know what you're doing and your employees know what they're doing, they're going to deliver that exceptional service that keeps that customer coming back and get referrals. My grandfather always told me, never worry about your competition, worry about your customer. And if you focus on delivering a quality service that's effective and efficient to that customer, you don't have to worry about your competition. It's all about making sure your customer is taken care of. Our employees are like family to us. When you work in a corporate setting or something like that, we don't apply that here. It's whatever you need, taking care of your kids, making that ball game, your kids got to play at school. Our employees group together and we make sure that you're covered so you don't miss those events. Unfortunately, a big part of our life is missing some of those events, and we understand that, and to be successful, your employees got to buy in, and you got to buy in them, and it's a working relationship where we roll up our sleeves and get in there with them. From, like I said, I did everything from sweeping the floors to cleaning the toilets to just with our employees. We all do the same thing every day, and just ensuring that we got your back and they got ours in return.
Why I do this every day? I think there's many reasons. I still love the industry. I still get excited. I still get up at 4:30 every morning and can't wait to get to work to see what's going on. Mainly help people and help truck drivers. It can be very, very rewarding in this business. The most rewarding I would say would be watching the employees grow and have kids. They make good money. They buy new homes. Some of the employees make more money than I do. They're very good employees. It's really nice to see the employees grow as well, learning how to run the equipment, and having their families and their nice vehicles. I like to see the employees grow as well.
My dad, he's more of a hands-on leader. He's more of a worker than a boss. He works right next to us, and I hope to kind of take that with me as coming up in this, company as well. And that way you get respect from the guys, that you work with, instead of being just a boss and barking down people's throats, work with them and, be one of them, essentially.
Dad always said, when it's really, really bad, it ain't that bad, but when it's really, really good, it ain't that good either. Find that common ground in the middle and just go to work every day and grind it out, and you'll rise to the top. And Dad's kind of instilled that into every one of us boys and even my sisters, is never give up, always work hard, always just forge ahead, and you'll get through it no matter what the situation is.
One of the most valuable lessons I've ever learned from my dad is take pride and integrity in your work, and then just seeing things through,
One of the greatest skills I think I learned was from my dad and my grandpa was always listening. Listening's a skill that I think is overlooked, is hearing people out and finding a resolution to, solve a problem versus being stuck in your way and not taking other people's input to resolve the situation. It was always about listening first and understanding and taking it from all sides, in dissecting it and coming up with the best solution.
As far as I know, we've been probably 46 years, somewhere in there, customer of Zips. They're not very far away. They're 72 miles away. So when we have a problem, we can run right down there. The service part is the best. And they treat us very well down there. When we buy a truck, they give us a good price. They get things done sometimes right away for us. The service especially, you can call Bob down there or whoever, and they answer the phone, they get things done right away.
Zips they're more than a vendor. They're more than just a place you buy parts and trucks at. They're a partner in this industry. When you need to find out what's going on the latest and greatest equipment and techniques and ways to solve problems, they're hands-on. When you buy a truck from Zips, or even if you didn't buy it from them, and you have a problem with that truck, you can call them up, explain to what's going on with this truck, and they're gonna help you solve the problem. That's where they're at. Times are different right now. There's no trucks. Sometimes there's parts on back order, whether it's finding a substitute or a bypass to get that truck in operation. Those guys are there for you. From Brian, David, Paul, and everything from Angela and the girls that work in apparel to getting the right reflective stuff with your name on it, and customizing your company, building your company image, Zips is there for you. And even selling a truck that you didn't buy from them, but knowing you want to sell it, you got a new truck on order, Brian, I mean, he'll do the legwork to get that truck sold, build those connections, help promote your truck and whatever it is. And if there's something you see out on the market that isn't available at Zips, bring it to their attention. They're gonna do some research to find out what it is, why we should have it, and where they can get it and get it to us.
As far as Zips being a one-stop shop, it's just one phone call. We get everything from them. We buy most of our rigging from them as well. And like I say, the service and the trucks. And they always take our trades and they make things happen. My relationship for Brian from Zips would be very good. I've known him since 1996. I think I saw him at a tow show in Cedar Rapids. I believe it was his first week, maybe. And we became friends as well. So we bought a lot of trucks from Zips through Brian. If my dad was here today, he would be just speechless on the equipment, the rotators. And he knew what a rotator was. Other people have had them. He knows what they were, but just to see him work and what we do things and the techniques we do nowadays, we do things very fast, and he would be very impressed. Where I see the business in the next 20 years, compared to what it's done in the last 20 years, I see probably a lot of change. I see probably a little bit of growth and at least sustain what it is now.
In 20 years from now, I really hope we're just doing about the same thing and, small potential growth. I mean, we've already gotten pretty big over the past 5 years, and that gets hectic too. A little bit of growing pains there, but just slow growth.
There's really no end game in this business. Like my great grandfather, then my grandfather, and then my dad, and then me and my brothers, and then it'll be our sons. And so I don't really know if there's ever an end game for anybody to get out of this. If someone's crazy enough to buy a towing company, there could potentially be an end game, but I don't foresee one in the future. Regardless, if Dad starts to retire more, or if I do it at 65 years old, we're always going to be a part of the company, and hopefully my sons are doing a good job and looking to me and my dad and my brothers for guidance as they continue to grow, as the company continues to grow. I don't think you ever get away from it.